So here I'm just taking one of these styrofoam pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, and I've removed the stem and the toothpick that holds the stem in. I'm going to use them later, so I'm just going to put them aside for now. And I'm trying to determine the sides and which one I want to be the front. It's really kind of imperative for this project that the side seams stay exactly on the sides. And I'm just drawing out the face that I want to cut out with a Sharpie. And that dark stealth-like flash that you're seeing in the background, that thing that moves like a shadow really quickly, is my cat Jasper. He's really happy and excited because I dropped a roll of twine on the floor and he's playing with it. Anyway, he's a happy cat. So here I've taken an Exacto knife and carefully cut out where I've drawn, and here I'm drawing an opening so that I can put the tea light in, and I'm doing it toward the bottom back so that when the pumpkin's sitting up, you don't really see it. And I do apologize for having to speed up segments of this film so much. YouTube gives us limitations on how long the videos can be, and I wanted to make it under 15 minutes without having to do a part 2. I find that when most people do sequels to their videos, they tend to get separated. I just wanted this all in one show. So I cut along the side seams to be able to separate them in half. And now I'm mixing some acrylic paint. I'm mixing some sparkly blue, some red, and some white, and making a color purple shade that I want. If I get a little too much, I can always put this in a little baggie and save it for later, or go back and do touch-ups. So I had wiped down the excess of purple with a paper towel and it dried, so now I'm just going over with some white Waverly chalk paint to make the outside of the pumpkin white. Now later I'm going to want to make it more glossy, and spray paint won't really do well over styrofoam, but spray paint will do well over styrofoam if it's over chalk paint. As you'll see later in this video, I painted a jack-o'-lantern, an oil rubbed bronze, and I also painted another one, a light gold color. Now I'm taking some E-Quick 1000 quick hold, and I'm going to put the two halves together. I want this to adhere really well, so I'm just going to grab this gauze that's nearby. It's just lying around here, and I'm going to tie it together. Tie the two halves together firmly and let that set. After the glue is done setting, I'm taking some air dry clay and just filling in the cracks where I had cut. And then I'm following up with some spray paint. Now you can also use some drywall putty or probably some caulking, but I have air dry clay on hand. And here's another one that I'm painting gold. This one I just cut a few holes in it. So with the toothpick inserted through the original stem all the way through, I'm just attaching some pieces of twine, all different lengths, as long as they cover the top of the toothpick and the bottom of the toothpick. I'm working with the natural curling of the twine to make it look more natural and also give it a little bit of a whimsical flair. And I'm putting strips of twine all the way around the original styrofoam stem. And I'm just gluing some leaves from Dollar Tree. These came in a package of 50. They're just some simple fabric leaves. For this pumpkin, I'm using the dark green ones. So this stem I did a little bit differently. It's for the cat-o'-lantern, actually. It's a jack-o'-lantern that looks like a cat. And I made this stem straight up and down in a similar way with the original stem and the toothpick going through it. And I put little twirly vine pieces at the end and I painted it. So here I've inserted the bottom part of the toothpick. The top half is completely covered with the vines. And now I'm just going to take some of the pieces that I did trim off and go around and just add to it. I have my glue on a lower setting here, so I'm not as worried about coming in contact with the glue. It's still not a good habit, though. And with the lower setting, you do have to be a little bit more patient with it. You not only have to be a little more patient, you gotta work a little bit faster though, because it will dry up on you. Oh my god, look how cute that is. Kinda reminds me of one of my friend's grandbaby. So with this gold one, I just put a bunch of twines across the bottom. I didn't really care for the way it looks like a pumpkin wearing a wig, so I'm going to trim some of these excess twines off. And I am actually going to use whatever scrap twines are left over into another project. If at all that I can help it, I try not to throw away anything. I love arts and crafting, but if I can leave a small footprint, then I like to try to do that. So here I'm just making a swirl at the bottom for a base. I've inserted a toothpick to have a point of reference and something to start wrapping the twine around, as you can see here. Maybe you can see it in film, I'm not sure. And I'm just going to go round and round until it's the size that I want, and then I'll take the toothpick out. And now I'm just adding some curly pieces to the bottom, just to stick out from underneath, and I'll put a couple of green leaves on the end of those. Oh yeah, it's definitely looking like one of my friend's grandbabies. I don't think I'll tell her that though, but it's so cute. So with this setup here, I just cut some sharp pointy ends of the toothpicks off of one side, and I'm gluing the blunt end to the leaves. And the sharp ends I'm using to just poke through the styrofoam pumpkins in different places.